Let's now talk to political strategist Maluti Kia. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Morning, Diego. Morning, Angela. And good morning to your televiewers.
Well, it's great.
The last time that we saw each other during the rally INC a few weeks ago.
Of course, banggitin natin yung viral moment nila ni, ni Yusek Claire. Ma'am, a lot of developments. Yeah, what do you think is going to happen leading up to the November 30 rally na supposedly daw mas maraming mag-attend?
Well, siguro tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari dyan, pero merong mga ilang rallies leading to November 30, so napakahalaga sigurong tingnan natin kung ano ang mga mangyayari at kaya mga revelations na patuloy na ginagawa ni Congressman Ko at yung sagutan ng magkapatid
yun,
na
ma'am, oo.
Parang telenovela na tayo no?
Yung tatanong ko, ma'am, ano impact nun yung sinabi ni Senator Amy? Do you think it has any impact on the current standing of the President?
Oo naman, yung pinatotohanan lamang ni Senator Amy, yung mga bulong-bulungan, yung mga whispers na some people were saying, and in the political industry, that has been common knowledge. But to articulate that in a larger screen before a huge audience, I guess she has crossed her Rubicon and has decided to reveal much of the family secret.
Yun, dugtong doon, ma'am, no? Although, whether true or not, sabi ng iba, alam nyo pala, adik yung kapatid nyo noon, bakit nyo pa daw in-endorse nung election? Kaya madami rin nagalit kay Senator Amy.
True. I think that is a legitimate issue raised by some from the Duterte camp. But, hindsight will allow us a clearer view of things. Now that she has revealed it, dumidiin yan sa issue ng governance. Kasi napakahirap ang isang cocaine user. And it also explains yung 3 years na pabago-bago, papalit-palit, yung mga nakikita nating utterances na ginagawa niya, yung bleeding ng gums, yung lockjaw. So itong mga ito are manifestations of a heavy cocaine user. So imagine if your leader is with that kind of an issue, napakahirap sa decision making.
Alright, let's talk about the issues about military junta. No, hindi po mamatay-matay itong usapin na ito, saying na may mga retired generals or even talking to Senator Panfilo Lacson himself na tungkol nga dito sa overthrowing the government. Do you think this is going to prosper?
Angela, kasi yung junta is extra-constitutional yan. Wala yan sa saligang batas, wala tayong karanasan sa kasaysayan natin ng pagkakaroon ng junta. Siguro yung martial law, essentially, it's still civilian. Si Marcos Sr. yung namumuno pa rin doon. Pero yung junta, para pag-isipan yan, parang mas lalong malulugmok ang ekonomiya natin pag nagkaroon ng junta. So, kailangan nating i-arrest talaga yung pagbaksak ng ekonomiya natin. At yan hindi masosolbahan kung ang ating proposal ay isang military junta. Kahit nga yung caretaker government, wala naman yan sa batas. So, mahirap i-consider itong mga permutations ng extra-constitutional.
So, within the Constitution, ma'am, what do you think is the best possible approach to stabilize the entire nation? Kasi tuloy-tuloy itong political drama this year. It's escalating. And then next year, pag umabot ng January, February, alam naman natin, ubos na ang pera ng tao, yan ang peak ng galit.
At saka different groups, different cry, di ba? Different yung sigaw nila. One would be mag-resign both. One, mag-resign lang si Presidente. And then of course, yun nga yung transitional government, snap election, etc.
Ang daming calls. So how can you stabilize this before it totally impacts the economy?
Sa tingin ko, Diego at saka Angela, hindi tayo babalik sa EDSA 1 and EDSA 2.
Okay.
Kasi ang EDSA 1 at EDSA 2 may national cohesion. 'Di ba? Lahat
right.
nag-a-agree na magsama-sama at nag-a-agree yung objective end. Ito ngayon, tama kayo sa sinabi nyo na may kanya-kanyang advokasya, may kanya-kanyang interest, mahirap mo silang pagsama-sama. Pero doon tayo hahawak kung ano ang sinabi ng saligang batas. Sabi sa saligang batas, may succession, no? Although, pag tiningnan mo yung Article 7, klarado rin doon, Article 7, Section 10,
yes.
Klarado rin doon na Congress shall pass legislation on the succession. Wala pa naman tayo diyang nagiging batas. So kung titingnan mo yung succession natin, Presidente, Vice Presidente, Senate President, Speaker. Ngayon, umiiba base doon sa apart from the succession na ikaw talaga ang magiging presidente, merong konsepto ng incapacity na ang vice presidente ay acting. So doon lang pumapaloob. Anything beyond that ay isang bagay na wala sa saligang batas. May nagko-call sa kanilang dalawa to resign. Pag tiningnan mo uli yung saligang batas, may provision sa vacancy in both. Pero hindi pa nga na-enact yung batas ng succession law, no? So napaka-limited yung ating magagawa at yun ay pumapaloob lamang sa saligang batas natin.
Klaruhin ko yan, Mama. Sabi niyo po, pag nawala both, there is no really naka-define kung sino after the Vice President can take over. So it's not automatic that it's the Senate President.
Automatic yun in cases of the 4 vacancies.
Yes, but afterwards wala na.
Pero pag yung dalawa ang tinawagan mo, papasok doon ano yung succession law.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Hindi pa nagagawa ng ating kongreso. So, mahirap naman na biglang ang tawag mo para sa resignation ng pareho.
That's right.
Totoo naman yung sinasabi ng iba na hindi, may provision doon. Oo, may provision. Pero, walang anything law.
That's right.
Yung resignation, removal, for reasons, death, at saka inability, yun, na-define ng Constitution na in case of those vacancies sa Presidente, ito yung order of succession. Pero in case of both, wala tayong...
Wala.
That's right, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember kasi even yung sinasabi nilang caretaker, yung designated survivor na final pa lang yan ni Senator Lacson, it's just a bill there, hindi pa yan na pag-uusapan, so wala pa rin yan talaga sa Constitution natin. But I wanna go to the issue of filing cases po, no, dun sa mga usapin nga po natin akusado dito sa anomalous flood control projects. I remember when we interviewed you dun sa special coverage natin, you were asking USEC Secretary, USEC Claire Castro, kung may mga nasampahan na ba ng kaso, 'di ba? Ito po, meron na po tayo ngayon mga nasampahan ng kaso, 8, and then yung iba nasa ibang bansa pa. Satisfied na po ba kayo? Sino pa po ba yung nakikita nyo na dapat sinasampahan pa ng kaso?
Well, una, yung tinanong ko sa BFF ko ay sa ghost projects. Ito mga final, hindi naman ito ghost projects eh. Talagang by
may
evidence,
hand in
no? So ako, ilan na bang araw? Siguro 6 na araw na o 9 na araw na since kami nagkatunggali dyan sa inyong show na naghihintay ako kasi sabi niya meron na. Hindi lang niya dala ang kopya. So, ako naman, naghihintay ako kung sakaling sasagutin ako kung sino doon sa ghost projects.
Yeah, ghost
kasi
projects.
Napakadali ang ghost projects filean. Hindi mo kailangan ng evidence. Kasi naandyan ang allotment, naandyan ang project proponent, naandyan na siningil. Pagdating mo dun sa field, wala. Yun yung akin. Kasi kung seryoso ka dyan sa mga issues na yan, yung ghost projects, napakadali mong dahil 482 ka agad yun. Yun ang tinatanong ko. And I am ready to present the details, pero dahil siya ang nasa gobyerno, siya yung hinihintay ko at nangako naman siyang meron daw.
With this whole mess, ma'am, that's happening, no? At the very least, what do you think ang culpability ng Pangulo dito? Because assume natin na walang strong evidence to point that he actually took money, pero he apparently, based sa mga reports, he knew about it daw nung we've been talking about it a lot of times. In 2024 pa ng December, through Congressman Tiangco, kinonfront daw niya si Speaker about what's happening. And yet sa SONA, tsaka lang niya linabas na mahiya naman kayo. Parang ang haba ng panahon bago siya nag-react.
Oo, Diego, no, nakakagulat yan dahil nagalit siya eh. Tapos, tama ka, nag-SONA, pagkatapos, doon na yung lumabas yung mga issues. Ang very telling doon sa recent na pagsasalita ni Congressman Ko, may binigay siyang bagong address sa Forbes. At ang allegation niya, personal knowledge, siya nagdala ng pera. So, papalapit sa Pangulo, hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin hindi mo alam yan. Hindi mo rin pwedeng sabihin na ako ang naunang naglabas nito doon sa pananalita ni Congressman Ko na dineliver niya yung pondo, ang order 2 billion a month. Doon ako na-shock eh. Parang napaka-ordinaryong pag-usapan ng mga delivery at amount na na-deliver. I think just several hours ago, may nagsabi sa akin, pinost na ni Congressman Ko yung delivery, so wait siya and all. So, lahat tayo nag-aalam kung sino si RR at saka si FG. Political industry, lahat nagbubulungan kung sino. Telling yon, Diego, dun sa tanong mo. At papalapit sa kanya. So ako yon, hindi ko nahihintayin na sabihin na, Sir, ganito, ganyan. Kasi apparently, may documents si Congressman Ko. So, based dun sa documents, based dun sa mga sinasabi niya, wala pa naman nagsasabi ng point blank na hindi yan totoo, wala akong natanggap. So, critical rin dyan si dating Speaker Martin Romualdez. Pag sinabi niyang, oo, natanggap ko, oo, binigay ko, hihintayin pa ba natin yun? Ako, ang problema ko kasi yung ekonomiya. The more leaders stand up for what really happened and be accountable, the better for everyone.
So based on what you're saying, Ma'am Malu, you are inclined to believe former Congressman Zaldico with his accusations against the President and the former House Speaker?
Yes, because he was the chairman of the Appropriations Committee. And if you look at that narrative, it started early on. Sa upo pa lang sa Malacanang, nagkaroon na ng ganung order. And mind you, we're just looking at flood control projects. Ang dami pang hindi nabubuksan.
Right. But,
so, you can just imagine, this is a syndicated governance.
Okay, so sinabi po ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos when nauna pong lumabas itong mga video statements ni Zaldico na I don't want to dignify it. Tapos yesterday, he finally answered it and said na umuwi ka na lang dito para magkaroon ng weight yung mga accusations mo, etc. But after the first video statements ni Zaldico, doon lumabas din yung balita na of course they let go Lucas Bersamin, Amina Pangandaman. So what does this tell you? If he says na walang weight yon, why would he let go 2 of his main cabinet members?
That's a very good question. It only tells you that Zaldico is telling the truth. Why will you allow, in the circumstance by which E.S. Bersamin was let go, as well as Secretary Pangandaman, is very telling. Naalis yung Batang Bersamin, naalis si Olaybar, ang hindi na lang naaalis dun sa sinabi si Jojo Cadiz, no? At siguro yung pagkasabi ni Congressman ko kahapon, klumaklaro kung ano yung role ni Yusek Cadiz. So, yung reaction nila parang nagsasabi na may katotohanan yung sinabi kasi pinaalis, no? Although ang script, nasabi nga ni Senator Ping Lacson, sila lang ang gumagawa at sila ang nagplano at hindi alam ng Pangulo. Bilang dating nagtrabaho sa Office of the President, yan ay malaking bola kasi lahat na nangyayari sa Office of the President, alam ng ES at alam ng Presidente. Yung doon sa sagot niya kay Amy Marcos, para rin niyang pinagkakatotohanan ng pagsagot niya. Kasi sinabi niya, we don't wash dirty linens in public. That is his characterization.
So may dirty linen.
Yes, of what Senator Marcos said. And then Senator Marcos the retort was essentially a retort to a cocaine-induced person na ako ito, no? Adding ako ito. Hindi mo na ako nakikilala. I mean, the way it was couched was, again, that is the impact of your heavy use of cocaine. Pag breakdown mo, pag decode mo yung signaling nilang dalawang magkapatid, inamin rin ng Pangulo na hindi na kami nagkikita. Na sa ibang circles siya gumagalaw. Diba? So that is kaya I mean with the technology these days, ang dali mo talagang i-deconstruct yung sinasabi at ano ang ibig sabihin. So yun nga lang, we need to always deconstruct and interpret na mas maganda sana diretsuhan na.
Yeah. But a lot of dramas are unfolding these days. Pero syempre, one thing is for sure, we want accountability, no? We want to get to the bottom of this. But for the meantime, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras sa political strategist, Maluti Kia.
Salamat.